Hi everyone, it's Martin from martinsmayhem.co.uk. I hope you're all okay. Today we're going to be creating this card that you see here. Oh, them leaves just moved. Great. Great start of a video. Anyway, moving on. So I created this card and I shared it on my blog the other day. However, people were asking for a tutorial. So I've got some time after work. I mean, the sun's going down, so I'm hoping the lighting's okay. I'm not editing or adding any filters to this video, just to confirm. So I'm hoping the lighting's okay. It looks okay to me. It's a bit yellowy, but hey, we can only do what we can do. It's using the two-tone Flora stamp set, which I'm using with floral images. So this is an image-only stamp set. And I've paired it with a sentiment-only stamp set, which is just something fancy. I love these sentiments. I think they're really fun. I like the fonts. And it works really well. So shall we just get started? Yeah. Let's move them out of the way. I'm going to bring in my trimmer and a piece of thick basic white. Oh God, throw that away. So I'm going to make a mini slimline card. So I do mine at 6 inches by 7. Is that in camera? Yeah, by 7. And score at 3.5. I would like to say this is the official size of a mini slimline, but I really don't know. It's just the size I like to do, and I'm just going to do it that way. So there's that. You're going to want a bone folder, but I don't think I have my bone folder anywhere. Oh well. So we're going to knock off 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut the rest of that piece of basic white down to 3 inches. He says, I'm just going to check. Yeah, 3 inches by 5.5. And that's just going to give me a matte layer that sits nicely over the top. And I like this tone on tone effect. And what we're going to do next is actually emboss our background. So I'm bringing in our new product that's going to be available on September 6th, Wednesday. What day is it today? It's the 4th. Tomorrow's the 5th. So yeah, Wednesday. It's been a long day. And this is, what's it called? Distress something or other embossing folder. But it's gorgeous. So it's got this kind of tile effect, you know, the little, it reminds me of like a 4-leaf clover effect if it had a tail, but it doesn't. But it's not perfect. So there's areas where like it fades off and it's a lot smaller of an emboss, and you get really cool texture like this where it looks like it hasn't embossed, but it has, just very faint. So, move it up. Let's get that embossed, shall we? I'm going to find a bone folder because I'm not happy with that score. But I'm going to bring it in my custom emboss machine. And I've got my embossing folder. So I'm just going to lie that in. And what I like to do is I like to line it up to where I want the detail. So you can feel where it's not so embossed, and I do want them less embossed bits. Is this making sense? It's making sense in my head. So I'm just going to put it to the right hand side, or I was. Right hand side, like so. And I'm going to run that through. So create my sandwich. It's very dusty. We've been renovating the stairs, which is why I've been so quiet. And honestly, the dust is horrendous. So that's that emboss, and you can see there all the texture. I'm hoping the lighting's okay. It's really stressing me out. But you're not here for the lighting, but the lighting does help. So now that's all embossed, I'm going to add a little bit of ink splatter. So we're using Boho Blue, which is one of our new ink colours. And he says, I've already pinched my ink pad. So once it's closed, just push in the middle in at both sides, and that creates this well of ink. I'm going to grab a little pot of water. Now this is just a little pinch pot that I made, and I'm just going to load that up with water like so. Now the more ink in the water, the intenser the colour, which is what you want. So now that's all loaded up, I'm just going to flick it like so. Now I know my water spray is going to go top left to bottom right, so in a diagonal. So I'm focusing the splatter here and here. So that's that done. Just clean that off, otherwise you'll get a blue nib like mine. Put that away. That's one job done. So this can just be left to dry, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm just going to grab some piece of basic white. So this is, again, it's just leftover from our one sheet, and we are going to stamp the following flowers. So you're going to want 2 of the big ones, 4 of the medium-sized one, 4 of the small one, and 8 of the leaves. Now with this, I'm just going to stamp one for reference. I've already stamped a die cut it, everything else, because you'll be bored if you sat here and watch that all day. So grab my ink pad again. This, I'm going to close it up. So I have got some of scrap grid paper, and I'm going to ink up my solid image. I'm going to stamp it off, and then that's going to give me a secondary kind of stamp. So these images here are without the spritz, so you can see there's not much difference to the final piece. However, by spritzing it like so, you're adding extra moisture, which is going to give it more of a watercolour look, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to stamp that down like so, and there you see. And then the coordinating stamp is going to be full tone, so we're not going to stamp it off first, but we're still going to spritz it. And again, that's giving it extra moisture. Now I'm going to try and line this up without getting my head in the shot. And that's just going to be stamped over the top. Now, it might not look like it's going to make much difference, but because it's wet on wet, it's going to bleed out a little bit more, and it's going to give you less of a defined image, which you can kind of see already. Can you see? Is that close enough? So yeah, it's just an extra step that really, it doesn't really have that much of an impact on the overall finish, but personally, it's worth the effort. Now, as I said, I tried to be organised for this. Let's try to tidy up. And I have already stamped and cut all of our elements. He says this is when he realises he's missing something. So 2, 4, 4, and 8. And guys, a little tip for you, because I've got it to hand. You know our old magnets for our stamping machine, or stamparatus? This is just gonna hold your dies in place so you don't lose them, because I'm forever thinking I've thrown them away and I haven't. So I'm just going to, well, first, shall we do this how I did it? How I did it was I positioned these on my card like so. So I worked out where I wanted them to go before adhering anything down. That's upside down, that flower. Okay, one little one there. Then kind of going symmetry. So that one there, that one there. another little one the right way up here. And then we have another little one here. And actually, I've positioned that quite well. So I probably don't need to worry. Apologies if you can hear Sean in the background. So then I'm gonna leave the leaves because these are all stuck down with liquid glue. So I'm gonna focus on these because these are a mixture of dimensionals and not. So grab one flower and adhere it down. There. Grab this flower, stick it down there. Grab this one, stick that in there. And then that one, is that on a dimensional? No, so that one's just flat. So let's grab some liquid glue. I don't know why I have my precision tip out, because, you know, I don't need to be very precise. I can just stick it down if I wanted to. And then let's stick these ones down, and then we'll stick in the leaves. So one here. So for this card, I was really inspired by the old china plates, and I think it's called the Blue Willow, or at least that's what my Google searches said it was called. So if it's not, Google's lied to me. And it's old china plates with the blue kind of print on, and I thought it was just really pretty of a way to make this monochromatic card. Now, monochrome was the theme to the coordinating blog hop that this is a part of. So make sure you head over to my website and follow along with that blog hop, because there's plenty of inspiration only using one or two colours, well, one colour and kind of, what are they called? Base colours as kind of inspiration. So make sure you check that out. There is a full supply list for this card below, minus the embossing folder because it's not out yet. But yeah, make sure you head along because there's plenty of inspiration over at martinsmayhem.co.uk. And I mean, you might enjoy yourself. You might find something that you actually like if you don't like this card. What I was going to say is, let's do a little poll, and we'll do it by using the thumbs up and thumbs down mechanism on YouTube. So let's say if you liked the spritzed image, then give this video a thumbs up. If you think it's not worth the effort, give it a thumbs down, and we shall see what's higher. Because, you know, I'm not bothered if you thumbs down on this video. It's just a fun way to gauge your reaction. Of course, you could always just tell me in the comments, which I'm more than welcome. Leave me a comment, say hi. I do read every comment, and I try to reply to everyone. Popping this on. See, there's nothing so far that's difficult with this card. And I always say, I make pretty cards, but they're never difficult. Because if they were difficult, I wouldn't be making them. Because I don't have time for difficult. Like, I mean, I can make time-consuming cards. Well, don't get me wrong, I can make time-consuming cards like this one, because all that stamping and everything does take time. But I don't make difficult cards. Or at least I don't think so. You guys might disagree. Again, let me know in the comments below. And I've just got glue on my finger. So you can see there, that's kind of all glued into place, or it will be once it's dry. How's the lighting still going? See See the lighting? That's okay. It's still a bit yellow, but hey. So there's that. Now, we're going to grab some... I keep going to say soft sea foam. Not soft sea foam. What's the blue colour we had? Soft sea spray. Seaside spray? Spray seaside? I don't know. I can't remember. But this colour is very similar. Just want to put it out there. But it's not the same. It is different. But you can easily use that colour if you wanted. Or I was going to use Misty Moonlight. So my sentiment, I'm going to stamp in Versamark because we're going to heat and emboss it in white. It just says grateful for you every day. Grateful for the everyday magic of you even. So I'm just going to stamp that down. Now I'm not stressing about if it's straight because I'm going to line it up afterwards. Now this is when I should have been organised and plugged in my heat tool. My heat tool that is next to me but not plugged in. So I'm going to have to plug that in quickly. So scooch over on that. Let me just plug in my heat tool. One moment please. Because I'm going to have to turn on the plug. And unplug all my work stuff. I've actually created another card recently which I'm wanting to make a video about, and it's using my mini sewing machine which I haven't used for ages. So I'm excited to do that. Just quickly heat this up. Like so. Grab our trimmer and pour that in. So I'm just going to line up the for you. Oh, I've put that a bit close, but hey, it's okay. It happens. Let's just make this one just as close, and then I'm going to line up the top and cut again. It's very close. This is when I need a blue Peter moment, and here's one I did earlier. So it's quite thin. It's a lot thinner. It's not, it's just a smidge thinner, but you can tell. So I'm just going to cut this at a slight angle. Now, I don't know about you, but if you like your angles to match, you can use your offcut piece to create a guide for the angle on which you cut the other side, as long as you follow it, that is. And then this can just be popped up onto dimensionals. I'm going to pop one in the middle as well, just in case. I've got sticky fingers now, I've got glue on them. So stressful, but hey. Pop in this over. Let's see if it's stuck to me. Sticking it directly in the middle, like so. Flipping that over, sticking some more dimensionals on the back, because the more dimension, the closer to God. And that's a saying I've robbed from pageant girls in America, because they say the higher the hair, the closer to God, I believe. Don't quote me. I might just be quoting TV garbage. And then, let's just use an acrylic block just to reinforce that fold. Taking off the backs. I'm really concerned about the light. I am so sorry if it's changed throughout this. I've never recorded a video so late in all my life. But I wanted to get it done because when you ask, you clearly want to see what I've been doing. So let's do that for you. I aim to please. And as I said, I haven't been around much because of renovating the stairs, work. So, and just line up 2 corners, pop down the third. And that's kind of straight. That would do. Now to finish, we're just going to grab some diamantes or rhinestones. What word do you prefer, diamantes or rhinestone? Is that an English and American thing? I've lost it. Okay, let's try again. So there's a rule of odd numbers in relation to using gems, or not having much luck with these. Embellishment, should I say. So you keep the number odd for 1. So let's do 3 this side. And then you do it to bring your eye into the centre of the card, or where the sentiment is. So if you're not drawing the eye in, the positioning isn't right. So I've got 3 going this way, and then I'm just going to put 2 here, like so. And what that does, it counts as a balance to the flowers going in one direction. We have these going in the other, and like that, you have today's video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please let me know. A full product list is available on my website, as well as in the description bar below. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Bye guys.